I'm Ellen Ezekiel, and I am a independent director with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I have been in business for over 20 years, and I'm kind of doing a fun series of sharing some stories and sharing some of the pearls of wisdom that I have had the privilege of learning from some of the top women in the company and putting it out there not only for my unit, but for anybody, any female that is looking for entrepreneurial advice and tips and just life tips, life hacks, as my children would call it. So I've gone over a few things. And one of the things I wanted to talk about is not only image, but consistent quality numbers. So in a business like ours, where you are entrepreneurial, and a lot of times you're doing a lot of work that nobody sees, and you're not really getting a lot of respect. And you're not really getting a lot of understanding. You may or may not be getting a lot of support. It can be very difficult to continue to feel excited every day. You will start to feel isolated and alone sometimes as an entrepreneur because you are. And that is why they say eagles fly solo. You have to literally pray to the Lord every day to satisfy your spirit and your heart with him and to give you solace in the independence of an entrepreneurial lifestyle. And just like the B movie and so many movies about being an employee, you always have plenty of people to commiserate with when you're walking into a job. You're at the coffee together, you're at the water hole together, you're running to lunch together, you're going to games together, and you're doing it as a group, but you're not building necessarily anything for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with having a job because it's consistent, steady, and you don't have to worry. But it can change. And I've seen many, many people that have been totally dependent upon a position that they thought they were irreplaceable in, and they were. And then all of a sudden they're ready to rev up their Mary Kay business or their entrepreneurial business. So I know Woodrow Wilson has a really lovely quote that says, remember, most people stay warm tending to someone else's fire. Most people are not willing to take on the aloneness and the initial, frankly, rejection and isolation of starting their own business. Because when you go out there and you start marketing, we have the saying, SW, SW, SW. Some will, some won't, so what? And then we also have a saying in Mary Kay, when somebody's like, no, you go, wow. And that means with or without you, I'm going to the top. I'm the type of person, I can't really say no very easily. And I always want to support somebody that I care about in whatever endeavor that they're in. And I always want to put my time, energy, and attention, your cup of tea, into supporting them so that they feel my love. And so I will usually, if I have the means, I will usually always go ahead and support them and buy whatever they're selling and figure out if I like it later, because I want to value that person. But not everybody's like that. In fact, I have found most people are not like that. And even if you support them, they may or may not support you. But you just have to realize, usually the lowest on the totem pole in this world gives the most trouble and attitude. And sometimes the highest person will give the most grace and mercy. And so that's why sometimes you're running through, checking out somewhere, or you're running through the toll. So what is it with the toll booths? Every time I go through a toll booth, I get more attitude. Like I've broken the rule and I'm going to jail. I'm just trying to pay a $4 toll to go to Florida or whatever it is. But you have to realize there are reasons people get to certain levels of success, and they have to learn people skills to get there. You have to learn to be gracious and kind and to bite your tongue and to learn other people's perspectives and to not be a know-it-all and to not always have to be right. Curiosity keeps you young, and curiosity of understanding other people's perspectives and making everyone feel valued and making every single person feel important, that their experience, their feelings matter. And sometimes you come across people that they're just going to spin it and manipulate it and make you feel like the bad guy, no matter what. They're never going to get down to concrete, hard evidence of anything. They're just going to constantly, whatever you say, you're going to be wrong and it's going to be your fault. And if that's the case, run. Run from those people like you're running from a burning building or just disappear. It is not your job to save everybody. You do not have to say yes to everybody. Learn from my many mistakes and don't be so nice that sometimes you become a doormat. And that's called codependency, which I am. And every time I think I'm not, I do it again because I just want people to be happy and I want people to like me and I want to like them and I want to get along. But some people are impossible and you can do everything in the whole wide world and they will still say that you're the bad guy and that you're wrong. And if that is the case, just like the Bible says, Jesus told them, you go and you knock on the door. And if they make you feel welcome, then you stay and you fellowship and you have a wonderful, blessed time. But if they don't, you knock the dust off of your shoes and you go to the next town. So you have to really learn grace for others of just, you don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to be right. And the more mature person usually is going to be the one that just lets them be right and just is not worth the energy of the argument. But if you are starting your business or thinking about entrepreneurship and you're entangled with a lot of people like that, which I find there's so many people like that these days, give grace to yourself. Be kind to yourself and realize that as an entrepreneur, self-care, working on your own schedule, not caring about the opinion of others, being able to recognize people that are true, that have good character, that are who they say they are, versus people that are two-faced, people that talk out of both sides of their mouth, people that are deceptive, and people that are dishonest. And believe people when they show you who they are the first time, and believe your intuition. Please, the Lord gave the sixth sense of intuition to women that literally, there are women, especially mothers, you have the DNA of your child that stays in you. And there are many mothers that know before they've even received a phone call that their child has been in an accident. And they're able to, they pray so much for their children that they intuitively already know what's going on with their children. I pretty much know, and because I know every time something's going on with my child, even if they're not even with me and they're like off at camp or somewhere far away, I can just feel this restlessness in me. And I used to really think like, oh, Ellen, you're a real head case. Like, oh, let's dye our hair pink and go do Mary Kay. Or I could say, wow, maybe God gave me that intuition because I keep feeling like the things that this person, that they're saying to me, it's not the truth. I feel like what they're saying is deceptive. I feel like there's some betrayal in here, or something just doesn't feel right. I don't have a peace about this. I feel very anxious, concerned, worried, frantic. Whatever it is, you're manifesting things that your mind is not allowing you to really think in your forethought. These warnings from your subconscious are coming out in your body because your mind is not allowing you to really, boom, just speak it. And so when you're out there, whether you're in Mary Kay, where we've got public information out there in a world of AI and surveillance now, and we're living in surveillance state. It's already happened. We are in 1984. Just figure out how to live with it now. You have to really realize you can protect yourself, but you have got to be more discerning than ever before. Again, like the Bible says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary walks around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Watch the Animal Planet. They always go for the one that's already injured, the one that's vulnerable, the child, the younger one, just the happy-go-lucky one. They're not going for the head of the pack. They're going for the one little lamb that has left the herd, that is just playing, or is just too dumb to doubt, too young, not aware of their surroundings, or they're going for somebody very trusting and sweet, like us Mary Kay gals that are all from small towns, and we're all about the golden rule and doing unto others as we would have done unto us. You've got to be discerning and realize your body is telling you, ooh, I feel really uneasy. If this is somebody you're really dealing with, you might want to just say, I don't know if I want to keep necessarily pursuing this customer or this team member. Now, you want to be out there, and you throw enough spaghetti at the wall, something's going to stick. Mud against the wall, whatever you want to call it. So you want to be out there, 5 to 10 new contacts every single day, consistent quality numbers. But mama to mama, female to female, just a little tidbit. Listen to your body as you are building your business, and be gracious and kind to yourself so that you are self-nurturing and self-gracious also. That will give you the filling of your own cup so that you can go out and be a blessing to others and help others in their lives that may be in situations where they need your help. I remember the story of Christine Peterson and Bridget Brittle, where literally I believe that Christine came into her life for a reason, and Bridget went through a personal crisis that it just so happened Christine had just come into her life. And Bridget always had big dreams for herself, but she had some personal things going on that were 100% inhibiting her, or not 100 because she tried Mary Kay, so let's say 98% inhibiting her. And it was out of her control. I mean, she somewhat could have done something about it, but it was very difficult at that time. And I remember she hit her breaking, but she told us the story, hit her breaking point in that personal situation. And who did she call first? Her director. She didn't even know her director that long. She called her and she said, I am in a serious crisis right now, and I want to do this. And I know you don't know me that well, but like, I don't have anybody else to call, and I need help right now. And I am telling you, her senior director literally drove over to where she was living that very minute to be there with her. That is what this company is all about. There are so many stories like that, just story after story of real women being there for other women and helping them have a better life for themselves. I'm moving so much. This is moving. Oh my gosh. So as I kind of conclude this little tidbit, when you are talking about building a business, you're out there, you're putting your name out there. It is consistent quality numbers. Your image of just feeling clean, feeling polished, feeling powerful. When I'm prospecting, I may or may not wear this. I wanted to wear this. It just feels soft and kind of nice sitting in my home. I feel safe and comfortable for the most part when I'm home. However, I don't know that I would go prospect in this. I like to wear power colors if I'm out meeting new people. Black, royal blue, red, burgundy, power eggplant. I mean, eggplant is a nice color. Yellow, soft whites, I wear at home or I wear on vacation. First of all, I might spill on myself. I definitely will. I always do. And then I don't want to be out prospecting and look like a babbling idiot. If I'm home, I'm lounging, or I'm on vacation, or I'm out to dinner with friends, it's okay if I make a mistake. Yes, wear the light colors because you want to be soft. You know, you're with your kids, you're with your spouse or your significant other or your besties. Be soft. You're going on a mommy-daughter date. But if you're out prospecting, you want to look powerful. You want to look like you have an edge. And you want to, be friendly, but not so friendly. You want to be guarded. You want to give the information. You're in, you're out. And you don't want to take up people's time and just look like disheveled. You want to look clean, sharp, polished, powerful, whatever that means to you. I could be in gym clothes. Still going to have my hair and makeup done, even if it's a quick dash out the door look. My eyes are so irritated today. I didn't even wear mascara. And so if you've noticed that, I will still talk to people just because I have on eyeliner and my hair and my makeup, they're done, and I'm wearing black workout gear, and I still look polished, or not polished, I still look put together. Um, if I have just been doing yard work and I happen to run to the store or something, I'm probably not going to prospect at that moment. Or after my workout when I look like a doused rat, I'm probably not going to be prospecting. I want to look like if they were to want to trust me with advice about skincare or color application, maybe doing a bridal makeover, maybe doing a Mother's Day mommy daughter makeover, coming in doing the entire bridal party. I've done that so many times. Coming in doing a vendor event, maybe doing an office party. I have brought in little sandwiches and done makeovers for an entire office before. The most I've done in one sitting was actually at a beauty school, and there were 80 people in the room. And at my glam bar, when we had it before COVID, we'd have 70 people at our facials, which parties, whatever you want to call it, people sitting down and being taught on skincare and color, matching and application. I see a lot of these girls now. They've watched their YouTube videos and they're pouring this foundation on their face. These people are doing in these videos for shock factor, so you'll watch it. You don't really do that at home, okay? You don't pour it all over your face, cake it on, and then have the headless horseman going on where your face is a totally different color than your neck and the rest of your body. No, that's YouTube tutorials. That's not real life. You need to sit down and have real life education on it. And that's part of why when I go out and about, even if I'm in workout gear, doing football stuff with my kids, I'm still going to have a clean face. Even if I don't have on eyeliner, I'm going to have either eyeliner or mascara, some kind of quick powder, concealer, and some kind of lip gloss of some sort so that I look like I actually made an effort. This is part of your image. Oprah did a study when she was on air, and she sent 10 people anonymously back to their workplaces. And there were two teams. The first 10 went into their workplace and they all asked for raises, and they did not have makeovers. The other 10 on a whole different team, they had all different professions. Some were teachers, some were nurses, some were corporate women, some were working in the insurance field. They all had their, some were therapists, whatever. They all had their specialty. And the other team, they all had makeovers, not hair, not clothes, only their face. That's it. And they did it so minimally that it was really almost like a natural look is harder to get than just throwing on blue eyeshadow and red lipstick like the 80s, which I love. Really and truly getting that just natural, like Jennifer Aniston look, it takes a lot to have a flawless face. But you can just look polished, dash out the door, and still talk to people. And I know that Oprah episode impacted me because that was actually before Mary Kay. And I was kind of dabbling in MAC and Clinique and Lancome at that time, even though I didn't have the money for it. People spend money on this stuff anyways. And I definitely remember the team with these women that had nothing but just a general makeover went in, asked for the raises, and 7 of them got it. And their bosses were like, I don't know why. If you're coming in earlier, you look more alert, you look more focused. You're just like really Johnny on the spot. I mean, yes, I feel that you deserve this raise. The other team, it was like the total opposite. They didn't do anything different. They still went in looking like they kind of halfway rolled out of bed, complaining about the night before, complaining about their personal lives, and didn't get the raises. These other ones went in looking polished, changed nothing, and majority of them got $10,000 raises. And that was many years ago, but it still is prevalent today. The way you present yourself of somebody that might be taking your advice on their bridal makeover, or like you go into the department stores, the first thing you see is the fragrance and the makeup because it makes more money than anything in there. You got to go to the top floor to get your house goods, and you got to go to the basement, to get your shoes and the men's clothes, right? It's like they're selling cosmetics because it is a cash cow. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, women are not going without it. And so when you see that and you're like, oh, I want to take my daughter to go get a makeover, or I have a big event coming up, I want a new makeover. You don't go in there and talk to the woman that looks like she's been ridden hard and hung up wet. You don't want to talk to the one that just had a rough night. You're going and talking to the one that looks fresh, clean, polished, excited about life, and is ready to help you. Her cup runneth over. That is the woman you want to be. Proverbs 31. You want to be that person. So be careful that you don't lose yourself in your kids, lose yourself, which is very hard. I do that. Lose yourself in your relationship, or lose yourself with your friends and peers and people telling you what to do. Again, always take advice from people that you would trade places with, and call your director first, because there is not one situation that all of the directors in Mary Kay combined over all the almost 70 years that we've been in business has not been through, that we cannot help you through. So being consistent every day with your image, talking to women that you feel are quality women, highest one on the totem pole. If she already thinks she's successful, you talk to the women that are intimidating. If she already thinks she's successful, then she will probably say yes to you because she's gracious. And she puts herself in your shoes. So she's like, wow, it took a lot of courage for her to come talk to me. I'm not going to shoot her down, because she's probably done what you've done on some level. I've literally had job offers when I'm out recruiting. I've had people offer me stuff like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you just talked to me randomly like this. I am looking for people like you. I'm an executive at Coca-Cola. Would you please come work for us? I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I love Mary Kay. And I'm telling you, it does take a lot of courage to warm chatter and to market your business like this, but networking is the game. You have to have impact. Your greatest impact is face to face. When you meet them, that first impression, the way you communicate, the color you're wearing, how you've done your makeup, your hair. I'm always trying to get the perfect helmet, cover up my ears because I think they're too big. Whatever your deal is, you want to look the best that you can look. And you want to go out there and feel as confident as you can in that moment. You're still going to be terrified. You're still going to be afraid of a no. I used to challenge myself, see if I can get 5 no's in a row. If I can get 5 no's in a row, then I'll just go home. And I thought, I just didn't even want to be here. I don't even feel like marketing today. So I hope I get 5 no's in a row so I can just go right home. That was a little deal I made with myself. I also told myself I would give Mary Kay 6 months. And if I didn't like it, I would quit. Or if I wasn't successful, I would quit. But that I would listen to my director and do what she taught me to do. And I became a director very quickly. And within 6 months, I already had a $5,000 check. So I'm telling you, whatever you put out there, you're going to get back. And sometimes if you're the personality that somebody has to tell you you can't do it in order for you to do it, then that's a good thing. You take every negative and you turn it into a positive. My dad used to say, life hands you lemons, you better make lemonade. And it is true. You have to be that way. But being consistent every day in how you feel about yourself, positive self-talk, getting out and about, having courage. Every time I was like, I'm going to try to get those 5 no's in a row, because you will get 5. But in a row, I never could do it. Not once. Never, ever. And I noticed that sometimes the days I really didn't feel like working my business, I would wear red, because red will give you power and confidence when you don't feel that you have it emotionally within yourself. And those days, I pretty much got all yeses. But I really don't like wearing red, which is funny. So just use little tricks to help yourself feel better and to help yourself just with your own mental game. Because this is really, it's never between you and anyone else. It's always between you and God and just yourself, of being your best for Him, doing the best work that you can. Do your best and let God do the rest. Work as if everything depends on you, but everything depends on God. So the numbers part in closing is really more about where do you want to be and how fast you want to be there. You can change your entire business in 1 week. I believe it takes 21 days to really make a habit. So you do need to talk to your director about the specifics of numbers. But I will tell you, it's usually 1 out of 2 that if you were to just give them just a little sample, and we can buy samples like this, they come in a sheet. It's only like $2 for the whole sheet of samples. We usually give people this along with my little calling card, which I can't find right now. And I will write down their name and number in a little notebook, and I'll follow up with them later. That's it. I'm not going to put together a huge goodie bag for a stranger I may never see again, and they may give me a wrong number. But I will not even give that to them until I say, I'd love to chat with you. I noticed you, you look so cute or so put together or so fit, whatever you want to say. Try to be genuine. You can always find something to notice that is positive about someone, and just ask them, gosh, you look really great. You look really fit. Like, do you work out all the time? The reason I ask, I'm actually Mary Kay. I'm always looking for women that are the best of the best. And you certainly look like that. I would just kick myself if I didn't give you my business card. I actually work in leadership and more business coaching and training. I'm moving into the career side of the company. We have a whole career path, women moving up, women earning in, some of them earning into 6 figures, and just a lot of legacy leaders. And then we have part-time consultants that just want a 50% discount, or that want to be able to, enjoy the products and make a little extra money on the side. I don't know if this would be a fit for you. It may not. But I would just love to get you some goodies and get your feedback. By the way, I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Ellen. What's your name? And then you repeat their name back immediately. Hi, Susie Q. It's really nice to meet you. I'm going to write your name down so I don't forget. Whoop, all of a sudden, you have your handy dandy pen ready. Here's the reason I like the pen and paper still. You can't screw up the digital stuff. Sometimes it's hard to type without having fat thumbs, getting the numbers right, getting the name right, and you look like an idiot starting over. It's a disaster. Just elegantly write it down. These kids don't even learn cursive anymore. Write it in cursive. Make her feel special. I said, oh my gosh, Susie Q, it is so nice to meet you. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. And you know what? Let me just text you so I can follow up and send you my website. Find out, if we could do a little powwow and play in some products, or at least mail you out a goodie bag. And then you just look down. And what's your best number? Your cell. People used to have landlines, and then you call and call. And then I just stare at the paper. And they just say the number. If you look at them, they'll wiggle out. And they'll be like, oh, I'm not so sure. But it's so funny because it usually is that. Secure people are usually like, okay, they look at you, they see that you have it, you're all together, you look sharp, you're speaking to them, you have courage, you have confidence, you're communicating with a stranger, you're offering a positive opportunity, free product, a business, women earning great money, you're polished, you're telling them they look polished, that you're looking for the best of the best, that this is an amazing business. It's, whatever it is you're saying, you've got it together, you're talking to them, and you're out there, you're the winner here. If they say no, it's usually because they're insecure. I hate to say it. It usually is. Some people are too nice to say no, and you will have your most influence face to face. Then when you get on the phone, you'll find out who they really are. Sometimes you get on the phone and they're like, who are you again? I'm like, we just met yesterday at Target and you were so fabulous. I'm always looking for the best of the best. I'm a Mary Kay director, and I wanted to talk more about our amazing career, wonderful products, see if I can get you some free goodies or get together, and just have a power hour of just 2 awesome women getting together. And, you'll get something for free. No obligation to buy, but I would just love to educate you on everything that we have, just in case it may be something that benefits you or someone that because I was not interested, and I would never have been open to this opportunity if I hadn't really sat down and heard, just heard out, listened to some education on what it's all about from somebody that I thought was worth my time. Do you think I'm worth your time? And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, I would love that. That would be great. And then I'll say, okay, well, we do have Zooms that you can dial on. I prefer in person if you can, like if they're local. But the Zooms are very powerful too. Which do you prefer? Okay, in person, great. Would you prefer a one-on-one, like a little get together, play it facial, or would you prefer to maybe ask two or three friends and turn it into kind of a cocktail mocktail time where you're all learning together and then you can get a lot of free product, which is really always nice because it's a win-win for everyone. Invite your three favorite friends and it'll just be silly and fun. Then, oh, okay, sure, that would be great. Then you can go and book more from that. That's how we've always done it. If they say, for now, I really just want to hop on a Zoom, that's what I'm comfortable with. Totally fine. Love for you to get on it. But listen, I've got kids and all kind of stuff going on. I don't get on the Zooms unless I have a personal guest. And I do actually want to make sure I do pay actually for the guests that go on there because we give away tons of free prizes like jewelry as well as free e-starter kits. So would Wednesday or Thursday work better? And just please be sure you put it on your calendar and it's not a tentative time because it's only 30 minutes. You don't even have to show your face. But if I'm going to mark it out in my schedule and go ahead and reserve a spot for you, I want to make sure that you're doing the same thing so that we don't waste each other's time. Absolutely. This will be definite in my schedule. That's a quality lead. You've talked to them. They've given you eye contact. They're interacting. They give you their name and number, and they're a professional. They know how to communicate with another human being and how to continue talking and continue a conversation. Kind of basic, but this day and age, they just want to give me their handle. Let's just think about it and I'll give you my handle. I'm like, okay, honey bunny. I don't say this, but I'm like, okay, honey bunny. I've earned trips around the world and I've been doing this 20 something years and been one of the top directors in the company, been the queen of the company several times. And I am talking to you and you literally work at the kiosk at the mall and you're not so sure about giving me your number and you want me to Instagram stalk you. I don't think so. That's what I want to say. Never mind. Frankly, I think it's ridiculous. And these children have no manners. Now I'm going into total mom mode. They're not children. They literally have not been parented on basic communication and basic manners, or even just respect for people. And that is a whole nother generation that I don't even know what to say about right now because I'm seeing so much of that and I can't even deal with it. So when I see that that's kind of how they are, I basically just say, look, honey, I am not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm kind of doing well here. And I want to talk to you just to see if you can have a little bit of a taste of the goodness that I have tasted in this company because it has fed my kids for 20 years. I have not had to work another job. And I mean, people don't believe me when I say Mary Kay, but it's true. And I've been number one in the company many times. But I'm not going to Instagram handle you, whatever it is. I'm going to call, see if we want to talk further. If you say yes, we can. And if you say no, we won't. And give you some free product. Then they look at me like, dang, lady, you don't give a care if I say yes or no. Because they think they have this little moment of power because they're powerless in their lives. And so they're literally getting in a little power trip with me because they're not focused on their own lives. They're not trying to become necessarily a woman of power. And instead, they're just going to nitpick a woman that already has power and get into a little struggle with me. We're talking amateur, folks. That is juvenile. And so I love these all sugar babies. But their mamas didn't teach them just how to look people in the eye and just how to communicate, unless they're just, I don't know, taking a selfie. So what I do in that case is basically what I just told you and say, look, I don't care if you're really interested or not, if you buy anything or not. I am just truly trying to share an amazing opportunity because it has changed my life. And you may believe it, you may not, but I'm offering free product and information. That's it. So at that moment, I can tell if they're quality. If they're quality, they're like, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Now, when I was younger, I was talking to older women, same thing. I would still say, I'm talking about women that are really successful here and that can get out of the rat race. That's what I want to share with you, not just wonderful products and get you free goodies, which I'm going to do also. But there is more to this than what you may realize. And if they're a successful woman and they want more because they don't have the freedom that they really desire in corporate America, and they're really stressed out and underpaid and overworked and not appreciated, then they're like, you know what? You look like you kind of have something figured out here. You know, you got a nice image. I will speak with you. I'll speak with you further. And then on the phone, it's kind of similar of like, again, you may or may not be interested, but do you think I'm worth your time or it's worth your time to just get some education? That's what I do. I just teach people. I educate them. They make their own decisions. My only thing is just boop, open the door and educate if they will let me. If they won't let me, what can I do? But that is really what it's all about. Just you have to go through the many to get to the few. Like the needle in the haystack. The diamond in the rough, they are out there, but you don't want to talk to like the women that are just not necessarily women, but you know, I call them tricksy sometimes. I hate to say it, but they're like all have so much attitude. And it's like, and sometimes, oh, Kathy and I were talking yesterday about this. Some of the girls that are like junior league, and my grandmother did that. I get it. But some of them are what I would call snotty, like they're just above everything. Okay. All right. You're above me. Good for you. Go have a good life. I'm beneath you. Thank you. So sorry I talked to you. What? What's it to me? Next. I mean, I don't know how people like operate in life that way. They must need to feel, make people feel like they're less than in order for them to feel better about themselves, which what does that say about them? Whole nother conversation. Don't want to deal with people like that. So if I meet people like that, I'm like, you know what? I may have caught you at a bad moment. I'm so sorry. Have a great day. Dun, 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 dun. That's not even the right song. Here's the right song. Dun, 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 dun. Like, I'm out of here and I don't even deal with it because I want women that want more. I want women that have a heart and that have the desire to help others and that have the desire to grow their self-esteem and be around other good-hearted, hardworking, positive women. And not everybody is like that. And that's just all there is to it. So you have to go through the many to get to the few and get out there and do consistent every day with your image because you never know when you're going to meet somebody. Meeting people everywhere you go, at least 2 new contacts a day, unless you're dead and in the ground. 5, I think, to really see some traction, you want to go fast as lightning, 10 a day. And I don't care if you get them through Facebook or meeting people here and there, but I'm telling you, if you start doing it, it's the easiest thing in the world. You just actually have to leave your house, drive somewhere, get out and talk to people, and pull off the highway when you're leaving work. Go to Publix, go to Kroger, go to Walmart, go to Goodwill, go meet some ladies. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. But you don't necessarily want to talk to the ones that are already have it all together. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. You can talk to her. Excuse me, you look so nice. What do you do for a living? And I mean, I'm not saying I don't do that. Sometimes if I'm in a rush and I'm mad at my kids, I'm like, I'm always doing something like that. But I will tell you, there are just certain ones that Kathy said, they're snotty. Like there's junior leaguers attitude out there. And they never got out of their sorority. They're always in that sorority mode of like, who are you? Those are not the people you want on your team. You want that little hard working nurse, teacher, corporate gal that is like got on her air soles and she's got her Liz Claiborne bag and she is running to get her lunch as fast as she can to get back to that office because she's an accountant or an architect or a lawyer or a teacher or whatever she is. She's got on her nursing scrubs. She is paying her own dadgum bills and she doesn't need to put up with crap from anybody. That's your girl right there. Your pampered poodles that are above everybody, forget it. They're never going to work. They just want somebody else to pay for them by all means necessary. So just be discerning when you're out and about and just do what you're doing. Get in and get out. Don't be babbling. Don't be talking too much. Boom. Go talk to them. Get their name and number and say, it was so great to meet you. I will follow up with you when I'm back in my office. and you go back. Don't text them all these books and don't get into all of the, personal stuff. You call them the next day. It was great to meet you. I'm leaving you a voicemail. I want to talk to you further. This is, again, more than what you may remember or what I remembered. I think it'll be worth your time to get some information. And that is what you say to each and every person if they check their voicemail or not. If they don't check their voicemail, you text. Most people don't. So I still text and I say, "Hi, Susie Q. I just left you a voicemail. And I just want to make sure, since we're all so busy, that you actually listen to it. I actually want to hear your voice again and see if, I can help you in any way." That is kind of how you want to go about it. That's the first phone call. The second phone call, a couple days later. Say you meet on a Monday, you call them Tuesday. Skip Wednesday, call them Thursday. "Hey, Susie Q, it's Ellen again. I left you a message 2 days ago. I'm in my office and I just wanted to be able to have the chance to connect with you, find out more about you, see if you're wanting some education on great skincare, how to take care of your skin, how to look better every day, feel good about yourself, increase your confidence, and hear about our Mary Kay way of empowering women to success and enriching women's lives." That is our company motto. We have women moving into leadership, going up our career path, earning way more money than I ever thought you could make in Mary Kay or anywhere for that matter. Give me a call back. I'd love to share some information. That's the second phone call. Texting. "Hi, Susie Q. I left you another message. It's Ellen. Please don't forget about it. Or please remember me." You can say, "We met at, Forever 21, which I'm not." So it's very important that you just are the professional all the time. The third phone call, this is your clutch. The third is like, love it or leave it. The third one is literally, "It was so great to meet you. I have left you a couple of messages. This is my third. I was trained to maintain the personal touch in a world of AI. And I was trained to call until we actually have a chance to connect. So I'm leaving you this third voicemail in the hopes that you will listen and call me back so that we can continue our conversation, because I feel it's important. You are important. And there's so much more to this company, and even, frankly, to the way it's changed many women's lives than you would even think from just the first glance. So I hope to hear back from you. As a professional courtesy, would you just let me know either way? Like, are you open to education, or just you're never going to talk to me again? That way we don't waste each other's time. Thank you so much. Have a great day. So it's that as a professional courtesy. That's the moment. It's the come to Jesus moment. That is the moment that you're like, as a professional courtesy, please let me know if we're ever going to talk or if you're never going to talk to me again. And I don't leave it there, because we were trained actually to do 9 follow-ups back in the day. That's when people had answering machines and they would literally listen to it from the other room. And I remember Gloria Mayfield Banks doing a training on saying, "Okay, I know you're hearing me in there. I'm literally your neighbor across the street, and I'm calling you, leaving you the 4th voicemail. I can see you cooking in the kitchen right now and listening to my message about Mary Kay. Why are you not calling me back?" That is how we used to do it. Now you got auto spam bots rejecting every single phone call. So they may or may not even see that you called. Some people don't even check their voicemail. So you do need to do both. But I think you still follow up a 4th and 5th time. I would stop after that unless you just keep a text or scheduled ahead of time text thing going. But as far as voice mails, you better minimum do 3, or I will get you. You have to do 3 to get VIP status, and just to ever be queen, or you know what, to ever get on stage, or just to say that you're a professional. Do 3 actual phone calls. You know what an actual phone call is? You know what a phone is? Look at here. This is a phone. Hello, it's me. This is my great grandmother's phone. Look at this thing. Isn't it beautiful? Imagine having to sit and make every call just twirling it right. What if you got the wrong number? I mean, we're talking twirling and whirling and then holding this thing. Ring, ring. It's your Mary Kay lady. So it's so much easier now, you guys. You can literally just save them in your system. You can use Scipio and auto dial them, auto text them, or you can increase your chances of actually having a conversation, building a relationship, and being a meaningful person in their lives. Because statistics show that if you sit at the kitchen table with someone, your likelihood of keeping a relationship with them for 20 years increases over 80%. So if you don't want to go for the sugar babies, go for the moms and go for the grandmoms, and then they will give you the sugar babies. That is what one of our nationals taught on recently. Linda Tupin. That was a great class that she taught. You talk to the moms, they'll give you the daughters. Easy peasy. Talk to the grandmoms, they'll give you the daughters and the granddaughters. And then it will be kind of an easier sell, but it's up to you. I talk to everybody, all ages, everyone. The other thing, and I'll close on this, is don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to have good days and bad days. Women are so self-critical already that it's just terrible that we have even more criticism from each other of the cattiness, catfighting. We don't have that, Mary Kay, because we have no territories, and we have the adoptee policy and the refer back policy. So we literally do not have that here. But it's also so terrible that we get criticism from society, from neighbors, from friends, from people that you need encouragement from that you thought you could trust, and you can't. And you're getting discouraged for starting your business. A lot of people, when I started, discouraged me and were literally like, you went to Tulane and I'm embarrassed that you're even doing Mary Kay. And I was like, what? You like answer phones at an office? Like, when did you become Cleopatra high on her throne to where you're embarrassed that I'm trying to start my own business? Exactly. When did that happen? And how is your minimum wage job going? So again, you've got to have horse blinders, laser focus, swim in your own lane. Only listen to people you would trade places with. Run from negative people that are criticizing you or backstabbing you or two-faced like you're running from a burning building, or slow fade or ghost. Go for quality women that can actually make eye contact, actually have a conversation, actually give you their phone number, actually answer their phone, actually return those phone calls, and book an appointment, whether it be on Zoom or in person, that actually want to invite a few people over or just want to get on the Zoom. Get on these and look at them, because Wednesdays and Thursdays, we have 300-400 people on them. And the new girls are so excited. They give away free kits every week. They are so excited. And they're like, I just can't believe I found a group of women that are the real deal. They're all so positive. They're all so sweet. They're all so professional. They actually believe in me. They care about me. I want to be a part of a group of women like this. That is what this company is about. That is what we're here for. So now you've got recruiting and follow-up techniques. The fourth and fifth call are basically the same. Hey, it's been a couple weeks. I wanted to try you again. Let me know if you're still alive. Bueller. And then the fifth is the total love and release. It is like, okay, this is my last follow-up. I'm really sad that we haven't connected. I thought you at least wanted some information. I'm always looking for the best of the best. I don't know if you had personal things going on. Please save my number. Absolutely contact me anytime in the future. I'd be happy to give you a facial, give you some free goodies, talk to you about the opportunity if you're wanting to make more money. This is such a great sisterhood. I really feel like I haven't done my job, because we're trained to follow up until we have a conversation. And we haven't been able to do that, but I don't want to be bothersome. It's not in my nature. So I'm going to leave the ball in your court, and I am always here. And I hope you have a great day. Boom. That's your fifth phone call. I'm telling you, 80% of sales are closed on the fourth and fifth phone call. It's because people are that busy. So get over yourself and just get to work, and you will have so many doors open, you will not know what to do. Okay, I love you, and more to come.